I'm Tom. Let's talk about Joshua Buatsi versus Cam Smith. Joshua Buatsi put on what I thought was fight of the night. I think other than the main event, taking aside those guys, fight of the night. And I favoured Joshua Buatsi going into this fight. I just thought that Cam Smith, no shame on his, no blemishes really on his record. He lost to a prime Canelo, a very, very good prime Beterbiev. No shame in that. Ranked number 1 for Ring Magazine down at 168. Came up dead to be great. Came up short. It was the inactivity for me. He then took a lot of time off, didn't really do an awful lot, had a before the bell, a prelims bout against a nobody, and obviously won. But in hindsight, that was just to get rounds right. But I favoured for that reason, even though I knew Smith was a better boxer, Buatsi to bring him to a place that would give him flashbacks to Beterbiev. That's not really what happened. If anything, it's the other way around. If anything, it was Smith who brought Buatsi to a place that Buatsi didn't want to be. And that's kind of the tale of the fight. And if I'm Buatsi, it's an interesting one because he had a real lack of willingness to change his game plan. It was obvious things weren't going his way. It was obvious things weren't going to be his night. But he had this real unwillingnness to adapt his game plan, to change his game plan and try something else. That's a really strange one because I like Joshua Buatsi. I really like Joshua Buatsi. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's fun to watch. And I think he's a brilliant boxer. But I don't know why he just refused to change his game plan and adapt things for something else. Like when things aren't going your way, why didn't you change things? So I think, and I'm very hesitant to blame trainers. I don't really like doing it. But I think in this scenario, he needs a new trainer. I think in this circumstance, John Teward needs a new trainer, and I think Josh Buatsi needs a new trainer. I think you're going to get all you're going to get out of your trainer, and that's no slight on him. He's good. He's got Joshua where he is. And maybe the game plan was you're not going to outbox Cam Smith. Let's take it to a dogfight and just slug it out with him. When that didn't go your way, you need to be able to come up with something else. And he couldn't. So for that reason, I think you do need a new trainer. As much as I don't like to blame the trainers, try something else. Go back to boxing. We've seen you can box. Go back to boxing. Go back to doing what you know and what got you here in the first place. So that would be my advice to Josh. And ultimately, he lost what was a very, very good, entertaining fight. Would I see that fight again? Yeah. Should we? Do we need to? No. But I would watch it again because it was a fantastic fight. What do I think they should do next? Well, Callum Smith, I think he needs to go and fight Benavidez because he won't get the Beterbiev-Bivol fight. Equally, Josh Buatsi, you're not going to get the Beterbiev-Bivol fight, even if it was available, which it's not. You're not going to get the Beterbiev-Bivol fight. You got two options for me. David Morrell, I think would be a good fight. Benavidez beat Morrell, Smith beat Buatsi. Win his face, lose his face. That's an option. That's an option. It keeps you at the top table, keeps you near and around those titles if they eventually scatter. That I think that's a really good option. David Morrell. Alternatively, and do I think this will happen? I'm not so sure. Alternatively, the fight we've been waiting a very long time to see, Anthony Yarde. That fight's there. That fight can be made, I'm sure of it. It should have been made a long time ago, and now the fight's died down a lot. It's not as big as it was what it was, in my opinion, but the fight's still there. It can still be made. Does it make a lot of sense? Not really. Not really. But would people tune in to see it? Would people watch it? Would I watch it? Yes. Yeah, because why not, right? We need to do something. Why not do even Lyndon Arthur? I don't think Lyndon Arthur, and I also think Anthony Yarde will beat Lyndon Arthur. So then, fight Anthony Yarde, come off the back of a win against Lyndon Arthur. When you come off the back of a loss to Cam Smith, it makes enough sense to where that fight can happen next. It makes enough sense where that fight should happen next. That's what you want to see. Outside of that, look, those are the two names really that I'd like to see you mix it up with. Stop stagnating. Stop going for guys we know you're going to beat. We've seen with Callum Smith, you can mix it with the top guys. And actually, you can have great fights, fantastically entertaining fights, So have them now before it's too late. So for me, that's the options. David Morrell or Anthony Yard. People don't know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have I missed the mark, or do you sort of agree? Same sort of path. Who do you think should fight next? Where does he go from here? People, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe. You know how YouTube works, people. Peace.